Tyler Guyton has dominated in his first two preseason games. He's shown great physicality and footwork, and most importantly, he's demonstrated a solid understanding of what the offensive line coaches expect from him early on. While his performance won't be flawless, he has truly impressed. It's worth noting the influence of Duke Manyweather and the offensive line masterminds in preparing Guyton for this season, getting him ready to rock and roll. Out of all the tackles that played in the preseason, Tyler Guyton is ranked ninth so far in these first two games, with a rating of 80.6 compared to Joe Alt's 76.2. Guyton will need to stay focused and not get caught up into the hype, but this is definitely a promising start for him, Cowboys Nation. When breaking down Tyler Guyton's performance, it's impressive to see a player making his mark, not just in the first two preseason games, but also in how he's holding it down against Micah Parsons, one of the most explosive players in this league at such an early stage in his career. Consistency will be key for Tyler Guyton, so he has to lock in. It's going to be crucial for the offensive line. So in this play here, Guyton has shown that he has a mean streak to him. And it's a great feeling to know that you got two physical players on the left side, with Cooper Beebe and Zach Martin also being physically imposing players in their own right. Seeing Guyton showcase his skills on the field so early is beneficial for the entire offensive line. Having that intensity will keep the offense fired up. So it's going to be a run play to Zeke to the right side, but seeing Guyton completely deplete this defensive lineman, this is how you can be able to get the entire offensive line fired up, imposing your will on the opposition. So we're going to spin a block. So watching this play here, going up against Tyler Guyton, and he completely floors this defensive end. And the thing is, with that defensive end, you have to be on top of it when it comes down to a guy like Tyler. If you give him the opportunity to completely wash you out of the play, he will do it. And that's exactly what he did. The thing is with him, he has been doing this in the preseason. He's been doing this in the joint practices. If he can consistently do this throughout the year, this is how you can be able to separate the men from the boys. But when you have a player that can completely remove a guy off the screen, these are the things that Tyler Smith was doing last year, and I had a great time doing his film. And usually when you have guys on the offensive line like Cooper Beebe, Guyton, and Tyler Smith, it makes things so much easier when it comes down to that running back position. And you also have better quarterback play because he gains trust on that blind side. But seeing Guyton going out there and beating up on his defensive lineman, it was great to see. One thing I love about Guyton is his patience and footwork so far in this early start. And it's cool to see that he has the same stance as Lane Johnson, resting both hands on their knees pre-snap. Even though I can't stand those Eagles, they both played for the Oklahoma Sooners. So I'm sure Tyler Guyton studied him a lot. Seeing Guyton's footwork and his ability to strike his opponent and shield him away from disrupting the pocket was impressive. So we'll go ahead and run it. So zooming in on Tyler Guyton, just watching the good footwork, you have to be a dancing bear and go out there and strike the defender. And the thing is, the better offensive lineman, you want to get your hands inside of these guys. If you can be able to get your hands in the inside, you can be able to control these players, be a shield, and keep them away from the pocket. When you're playing that left tackle position, you have to have great footwork because there are a lot of defensive ends in the NFL that are running 4-3s, they're running 4-4s. So you have to make sure that you have players that's patient and not trying to overdo things. So seeing Guyton with a smooth kick slide and having an understanding of what this defender was trying to do on this play and completely keeping him away from Trey Lance, it was another solid rep by Guyton. One problem I'm still noticing with Guyton is his tendency to lunge. This issue dates back to college, where he often reached for the defender too quickly, unaware of the defender's quick plant to gain leverage. If Guyton is conscious of this issue, I believe that it's coachable and he can develop strategies to prevent it from happening. So zooming in on that defender, you see that plant foot right there? The thing is, details matter when it comes down to some of these plays. All it takes is half a second. You see Tyler Guyton lunges, the defender plants, and he gets away. And with the NFL, you will see a lot of players that's going to be doing these type of moves like this. So you have to be on top of it because you don't want these defenders getting after your running back or the quarterback. But there are times where I've seen these defenders try to plant on him and he was able to pick it up. But locking in and making sure that you're on point with it is going to be huge. And the thing is, some of these defensive ends, they try to be slick. So you have to use your eyes. Don't get overly aggressive and be on top of it because you got to make sure that your quarterback is protected at all times. And also these defenders not stopping the ball carrier in the backfield. The Dallas Cowboys excel at finding offensive linemen who have played multiple sports. These players possess great athleticism and know how to climb to the second level effectively. It's likely the Cowboys will continue to scheme plays like that to keep Guyton on the move. When you have such a large athlete who can move well, it makes the offense that much more dangerous. So it's going to be a run to the left side. You will see pulling from the guards. Tyler Guyton's going to be pulling as well. And on the opposite side, they're going to be getting down to the second level, blocking on the backside. But just seeing the athleticism when it comes down to a guy like Tyler Guyton, having the ability to be able to move in space, it's great to see the athleticism because it will be beneficial in Mike McCarthy's scheme. So we'll go ahead and run it. So watching this play here, you see that these guys are on the move and seeing the athleticism of Tyler Guyton, a guy being 6'8", 330 pounds, you love to be able to see it. He ended up blocking number 51. He should have attacked number 2. If that happened, that running back would have had a chunk play on this rep. But it's so good to be able to see a tackle being able to move the way that he does because Tyler Smith does the same. And I'm sure once we get to the regular season games, there will be pitch plays to the outside with Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith leading the way. And regardless if it's Zeke, if it's Rico Dowdle, Royce Freeman, any of those running backs, I think that they can go out there with this offensive line and be productive. One thing about defenses in the NFL is that you'll see a lot of wicked stunts from the defensive line. That's why awareness is very important. The defensive end will often stunt with the defensive tackle, but it's good to see the awareness from Tyler Guyton, diagnosing and attacking the defensive tackle. Austin Richards also did a great job in noticing this stunt. So we'll go ahead and run it. So running this play here, they're getting off the ball. Smooth kick slide by Tyler Guyton. And watching that defensive tackle, he's leaning towards his way, and he's the one that's running that stunt to the inside. Because usually with these stunts, you'll have a looper and then there'll be a crash player. And that defensive tackle was being that crash player. And it was good to see that Guyton went out there and picked them up. Because once we get to the NFL season, a lot of these teams, they like to try to get the advantage by running stunts to confuse the offensive line, especially when you're going up against a rookie. You have to make sure you're patient, you can't be overly aggressive, and you have to have a high IQ. And he's one of the guys that's a really smart player, so I believe that he can be able to get it done. But as a player who has demonstrated awareness on certain stunts, displayed athleticism, and shown physicality, Tyler Guyton's performance is a testament to Will McClay's talent evaluation skills. McClay clearly understands what this team wants from the offensive lineman, and Guyton has proven that by performing well so far. There will be ups and downs, but he's definitely off to a great start, Cowboys Nation. So on this final play here, one of the things I observed from Guyton is his ability to be a helping hand and excel in combo blocking. It's great to see Guyton finishing his play and removing the defender off the line of scrimmage. When executed properly, this makes things so much more easier for the ball carriers. So we're going to split it. So running this play here, you see Richards and Guyton engage in contact with that defensive tackle. Watching both of these guys drive their legs and completely remove this guy off the line of scrimmage. And that will be Tyler Smith there. And I know that Tyler Smith is a lot more powerful than Richards, but when you have two guys that can combo block and completely remove a guy off the line of scrimmage is always good. And he was doing that a lot all throughout college, and he has shown this on film with the Dallas Cowboys. And these plays are so good to see by the rookie left tackle. So with a guy like Tyler Guyton, I'm so excited to see how this guy's going to play this year, especially when you have everybody on the offensive line with Tyler Smith and Zach Martin. When you have a player that can make a statement going up against guys like Micah Parsons as well as these first two preseason games, you have to give your flowers to guys like Will McClay because he's one of the guys that's bringing these players in here. He understands the importance of the offensive line, not having Tyron Smith this year and plugging this guy in, coming from a place where he played right tackle, going to left tackle, and starting off very, very well. There will be a long journey for him. It won't be perfect. I think that we got something in this player, and I can't wait to break down more film of him this season. So comment below and let me know what you guys think about Guyton's first two games because he is one of the main pieces to get us to where we want to go. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss on fire live streams and the best Cowboys film sessions on YouTube. All right, Cowboys Nation. Talk to y'all soon. Gone.